So till now we know what are different questions we ask, uh, you know, before, in order to conduct a study, or to achieve the objectives of the study, right? But uh, that scale in which we try to measure the perception of the people, or we try to capture the information, should be evaluated on following factors. The first factor is reliability. Now, reliability in a daily sense is what? Reliability is something which is very reliable. That means it is giving, who is reliable? Who gives the same answer every time, right? We say in daily life also that person is not reliable. If we say that that person is not reliable, that means he does not maintain, or he or she does not maintain to whatever he talks earlier. So reliability in simple words mean that every time we ask the question, it should give a same answer, right? That is reliability. So, for example, if you measure a weight on a machine, and every time that machine gives you different weight within a span of 5 minutes or 10 minutes only, right? So there are no chances that within span of 5 minutes or 10 minutes you may reduce 5 kg, or you may increase with 5 kgs. So within a span of 5 minutes, if you measure your weight, and it gives a variation, a good variation, so that means that weighing machine is not reliable at all, right? So for a measurement scale, reliability simply means, a measurement scale means the questions which you have framed. The reliability simply means that whatever questionnaire you have used, people are giving same answer, you know, people are understanding it in the same sense. That is called reliability, that every time you administer that questionnaire with the same person, that person is giving the same result. That is called reliability. That yes, it is reliable, it is giving similar result every time. Second thing, now the question is, how can we measure the reliability? In questionnaire, reliability can be measured by different tests. The first test you can see here is test retest reliability. Now test retest reliability is means that again and again you are taking that questionnaire with the same audience. This time also they entered to, let's say, for a question. After some time you will take, after some time means after 1 month or maybe 15 days, you are again bringing that questionnaire to that same person. The responses are coming similar. So that means you are retesting. First, you are testing the audience, and then you are retesting the audience just to prove that we are measuring reliability. Just consider that if we want to check that whether some machine is working properly or not, or if you buy some a new instrument. So what we do, we try different things. Now, computer pay. If we buy a new computer, we try to type A. Okay, A is typing. If we type C, C is being shown in the screen. So this is reliability, right? Now, second test is alternate forms reliability. You have seen that in questionnaire there was different statements available in the literature for measuring same kind of concept. So different people come up with the key, I can measure with this thing, either we can measure with this thing. For example, take it in that sense, you have weighing scale. Different companies are making different weighing scales, right? So there are different machines available, but the ultimate task of those machines is to measure the weight. So those are different alternatives. You can buy this X company machine or Y company machine. Similarly, in research, you can take the statements of developed by X person, you can take the statement developed by Y person. So basically you can try, but the actually machine would be what, you know and those all machines are, are tested, pre-tested, that they tell accurate weight. Similarly, in research world, those standardized instrument, we tell those statements which have been proved earlier, or which has been published in the papers, we call them standardized statements. So those all are standardized statements. That means either you use X person's standardized statement or Y person's standardized statement, it should not make much difference. Or you can use for one study X person statements. And if we really want to be reliable, you can see that in the second round I use these Y person's reliability statements, or this particular statements of a construct, and I got the similar result. So whatever instrument I am using, it is reliable. Third is that internal consistency. Internal consistency means you check internally, try to manually, you try to see that whether they are internally means within a construct, they are internally consistent or not, within a questionnaire. Next is split half reliability. Split half reliability is that you divide your sample into half and half, and then you compare the reliability. If it is coming same, right? So it is, you say that your construct is reliable. Cronbach coefficient alpha means it is a measure, and in this measure, if we get the value of 0.7, more than 0.7, we say our construct is reliable. For a scale, it should not be greater than 0.9, but for a construct, it can be up to 1 also, right? But it should not be less than 0.7. Now, what is validity means? So these all are the different measures to test the reliability. Now, what is validity? See, we told that this machine is telling every time same thing. But what if somebody has, tampered with that machine, and that machine is showing 5 kg less weight? So उसके पैरामीटर ही खराब कर दिया. एक स्केल है, राइट, एक स्केल है विच इज टेलिंग योर हाइट, बट उसमें नंबर्स ही गलत है. 10 सेंटीमीटर आपका 10 से आपका 2.5 सेंटीमीटर से 1 इंच बनता है. उसके स्केल में कुछ ऐसी प्रॉब्लम है कि वो 2 सेंटीमीटर का 1 इंच दिखा रहा है. Now every time you are going to use that scale is going to give you same result, but the problem is that on the basic premise of that scale is wrong. You can think of another example of an alarm clock also. Let's say that clock which shows after a wrong time every time, then that clock is not reliable. But imagine if I have set my clock 2 hours fast. So every time it will show the right time, but that right time is not uh, in accordance to the actual time. So in that case, though the clock is reliable that it's showing right time, after 1 hour, the clock is also showing that 1 hour has been passed. That is reliable, but actually it is not reflecting the right time, which is reflected by other by actual time. So in that case, clock is not valid. So in other words, in research words, I say that these items are used to measure the satisfaction. But actually, those items are not for measuring the satisfaction. Those items maybe are there to measure the loyalty, or maybe the quality, or maybe intention, not the attitude. So the thing is that the scale we are using was wrong. I can make it little simpler also. Till now, you may be under impression that height is measured in kgs, for example, right? So every time you will stand on the scale to measure the height. Every time say my height is 50 kg. Let's say you don't know, है ना? यहाँ पे you can laugh because you know that height is not measured in the kg. But this is with the research. For research, maybe you don't know many things, and if you don't know many things, you may believe that, right? So if I teach my child that height is measured in kg, and if he's not going to school and if he's not having any information, he may believe that thing. Similarly, for research, only after experience you will know that where we can use this statement, where we cannot, right? Only after reading literature and experience. So imagine that you are measuring height in kgs. So every time your machine is going to give you weight. So you can say, see, my scale is reliable. Every time I'm measuring my height, it is showing 50 kg. But it is not valid because height cannot be measured in kg. Height is always measured in inches or centimeter or whatever is the phenomena, ki kitna hoga, millimeter or something like that. So that means the scale is totally different for measuring the height of the scale we use for the weight. So validity means that that scale should be reliable as well as valid. So validity includes reliability, but reliability doesn't include validity. If I say something is valid, So it means that validity will be captured when it is reliable, consistent, and accurate. So validity is related with the accuracy, मतलब ये चीज बिल्कुल ठीक है, and consistency. While reliability only work with the consistency. गलत हो या सही हो, but you should be consistently consistent. Either you can be consistent wrong, or you are either you could be, or you could be consistently right. So reliability just measures the consistency. Validity measures both consistency as well as accuracy. So you should be accurate also. So for validity, we have again we have different kind of validity types. The first is content validity. Content validity means the statement you are asking, right? Those are valid enough or not. So whether those statements are meant for capturing that kind of emotion or not, that is called content validity. Criterion validity is that in what criteria you are using for measuring those constructs. Predictive validity means there should be prediction involved. You could be, able to make some predictions out of those statements. That is predictive validity. Actually, for measuring content, criterion, and predictive and nomological. Nomological means that whatever relationship we are trying to develop between the two constructs, means quality leads to satisfaction, for example. So quality is one construct, satisfaction is another construct, right? So there should be some established relationship, and you are working in that direction. So for content, criterion, predictive, and nomological validity, there is no as such statistical test available. If you want to get these validities, you have to depend on experts or on your pilot study only. We only then we can make sure. But for construct and discriminant validity, definitely we have available some statistical test, right? So construct validity and discriminant validity. Construct validity says that within a construct, right, there should be, इसको convergent भी बोल देते हैं, convergent and divergent validity. So construct validity means convergent. So sometimes in some book construct के अंदर आपको दो variables मिलेंगे, convergent and discriminant. किसी के अंदर construct सिर्फ उसको बोला होगा, construct validity को, और discriminant को अलग बोला होगा. Now try to understand the difference between construct and discriminant. Construct validity says कि satisfaction measure करने के लिए, like I told you in last class, that satisfaction is not something that you may ask so directly whether you are satisfied or not. It is not a right way to ask satisfaction, right way to capture, because it is always contextual. Satisfaction in what context, right? So we try to capture different aspects of satisfaction by asking different statements. So construct in so whenever I am measuring satisfaction, then I will ask different statements. And if I am satisfied, if my intent, my perception is showing towards satisfaction, so definitely if 3 or 4 items or 3 or 4 things which I ask you under a construct satisfaction, the higher level of reliability should be there, the more connection should be there, the more correlation should be there. So ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि for one state if I find कि आप generally satisfied हो, ऐसा बहुत कम ही होगा कि आप किसी एक पे बोलेंगे वेरी डिससेटिस्फाइड और एक पे बोलेंगे वेरी सेटिस्फाइड. ऐसा बहुत कम होगा, बिकॉज सेटिस्फेक्शन इज मोर और लेस अबाउट ओवरऑल. ठीक है. और अगर ऐसे आप किसी भी हम कंस्ट्रक्ट में जा रहे हैं जहां पर डिफरेंट स्टेटमेंट डिफरेंट चीजों की कंस्ट्रक्ट की सेटिस्फेक्शन बता रही है, तो उसको हम फॉर्मेटिव स्केल बोलते हैं. तो दो तरह के स्केल होते हैं, फॉर्मेटिव एंड रिफ्लेक्टिव. उसकी बात हम फिर आगे करेंगे. बट जब हम रिफ्लेक्टिव स्केल की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट, रिफ्लेक्टिव मतलब रिफ्लेक्शन होना. तो अगर फॉर एग्जांपल मैं डेल का लैपटॉप यूज कर रही हूँ, एक एग्जांपल देती हूँ आपको कि रिफ्लेक्टिव का मतलब क्या होता है. तो आप मुझसे पूछेंगे एंड यू आस्क मी मैम आर यू सेटिस्फाइड विद योर लैपटॉप, तो मैं बोलूंगी यस, राइट. ये तो एक स्टेटमेंट में हो गया. बट लिकर्ट स्केल इज नॉट मेंट फॉर दैट. तो आप क्या पूछेंगे, मैम डू यू लाइक द स्पीड ऑफ द लैपटॉप, बिकॉज मेरा ओवरऑल यस था, तो मैं कहूंगी यस सेटिस्फाइड. मैं आप कहेंगे मैम आपको इसका स्क्रीन का डिस्प्ले डू यू लाइक इट, आई मे से सेटिस्फाइड. ठीक है. आप दिन पूछेंगे कि आपको वैल्यू फॉर मनी लगा था ये, आई में से सेटिस्फाइड. सो डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन वुड बी देयर, बट ऐसा बहुत कम होगा कि ज्यादातर कि मैं वेरी डिससेटिस्फाइड बोलूं और किसी पे वेरी सेटिस्फाइड बोलूं विद इन सेटिस्फेक्शन. अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन है, ऐसा नहीं है कि ऐसी सिचुएशन नहीं हो सकती, ऐसी सिचुएशन हो सकती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप किसी इवेंट में गए, वहां आपको प्रोग्राम बहुत अच्छा लगा, राइट, गाने बहुत अच्छे थे पर अरेंजमेंट बिल्कुल बेकार था. तो इफ आई आस्क यू डिड यू लाइक द अरेंजमेंट, वहां पर यू कैन से वेरी डिससेटिस्फाइड, राइट. कोई क्योस था, कोई सिस्टम ही नहीं था. सो उस तरह के स्केल को हम फॉर्मेटिव कहते हैं कि एक क्वेश्चन में मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ अरेंजमेंट कैसा था, दूसरे क्वेश्चन में पूछ रही हूँ कि टॉयलेट की फैसिलिटी थी या उससे रिलेटेड कोई वो अरेंजमेंट के अंदर भी आ सकता है. हाँ, अब यहाँ पर आप डिफरेंस देखिएगा, आई एक्सप्लेन इट मोर. पहला क्वेश्चन मैं पूछती हूँ वर यू सेटिस्फाइड विद अरेंजमेंट, मैं बोलती हूँ वेरी डिससेटिस्फाइड. सेकंड क्वेश्चन मैं पूछती हूँ वर यू हैप्पी विद द स्पीकर, हो सकता है आपको स्पीकर बहुत अच्छा लगा होता, बोले वेरी सेटिस्फाइड. सो यहाँ पर इस तरह की जब चीजें, अरेंजमेंट का स्पीकर से इतना ज्यादा कनेक्शन नहीं है, तो यहाँ पर जब इस तरह की चीजें एक ही कंस्ट्रक्ट के अंदर पूछते हैं तो इसको हम बोलते हैं फॉर्मेटिव कंस्ट्रक्ट. लेकिन रिफ्लेक्टिव कंस्ट्रक्ट का है कि मैंने आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा कि वहां पर अरेंजमेंट, आर यू सेटिस्फाइड विद अरेंजमेंट, मैं कहती हूँ वेरी सेटिस्फाइड. और दूसरे क्वेश्चन में पूछती हूँ क्या वहां पर एडिक्वेट टॉयलेट्स थे, मैं कहती हूँ वेरी डिससेटिस्फाइड. तो अगर मैं एडिक्वेट टॉयलेट्स को वेरी डिससेटिस्फाइड कर रही हूँ तो अरेंजमेंट से मैं सेटिस्फाई कैसे हो सकती हूँ, बिकॉज हैविंग अ टॉयलेट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अरेंजमेंट. ठीक है. अगर मैं वहां पर लेट से आपको बोला जाता है डिनर का प्रोग्राम होगा फॉलोड बाय डिनर, और मैं आपसे ये पूछती थी कि डिनर सफिशिएंट था, जो डिनर के लिए मतलब एक क्योस तो नहीं था कि लोगों को कुछ खाना नहीं मिल रहा, किसी को प्लेट नहीं मिल रही, या यू वर नॉट सिटिंग अरेंजमेंट नहीं था प्रॉपर डिनर के लिए, या स्पेस नहीं था खड़े होकर खाने के लिए. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ द डिनर अरेंजमेंट. फूड क्वालिटी इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ अरेंजमेंट दैट इज, क्योंकि वो आपका मेन फंक्शन नहीं है. मेन फंक्शन द स्पीकर फॉलोड बाय डिनर. सो क्वालिटी ऑफ अ स्पीकर इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट वे अरेंजमेंट. बहुत दूर अगर आप कनेक्शन बनाना चाहें ऑफ कोर्स इट इज, बट इतना क्लोजली रिलेटेड नहीं है जितना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रिलेटेड है, राइट. सो यहाँ पर इस तरह की चीजें होती है रिफ्लेक्टिव की, जब मैं सिर्फ अरेंजमेंट के बारे में क्वेश्चन पूछू, जब मैं सिर्फ स्पीकर के बारे में पूछू, जब मैं सिर्फ कंटेंट के बारे में पूछू कि स्पीकर ने जो भी बोला. तो इस तरह की कंस्ट्रक्ट को हम बोलते हैं रिफ्लेक्टिव. तो कंस्ट्रक्ट वैलिडिटी में कंस्ट्रक्ट वैलिडिटी में कंस्ट्रक्ट वैलिडिटी में क्या होता है कि कंस्ट्रक्ट वैलिडिटी में क्या होता है कि जब हम एक ही कंस्ट्रक्ट के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं और चार स्टेटमेंट एक ही चीज के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं, तो उनके बीच में रिलायबिलिटी ज्यादा होनी चाहिए. डिस्क्रिमिनेंट वैलिडिटी क्या होती है कि जब हम दो अलग चीजों के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जॉब सेटिस्फेक्शन के लिए एक आपका होता है मॉनेटरी इंसेंटिव, दूसरा होता है आपका नॉन मॉनेटरी इंसेंटिव. सो डू यू थिंक दैट मॉनेटरी इंसेंटिव एंड नॉन मॉनेटरी इंसेंटिव आर वन एंड सेम थिंग? ऑफ कोर्स इंसेंटिव के पार्ट है, बट जरूरी नहीं है कि जहां पर मॉनेटरी इंसेंटिव हाई होगा वहां पर नॉन मॉनेटरी इंसेंटिव भी हाई होगा, और रिवर्स. तो ये इन दोनों के बीच में आपका जो रिलायबिलिटी, जो हम वैलिडिटी निकालते हैं, डिस्क्रिमिनेंट वैलिडिटी बोलते हैं, वो कम होनी चाहिए, कोरिलेशन कम होना चाहिए. तो जब दो वेरिएबल्स के बीच में जो अलग अलग फैमिली को बिलोंग करते हैं उसके बीच में रिलेशनशिप कम हो गया. अगर आप इसको बिल्कुल सिंपल लैंग्वेज में समझना चाहें तो एक फैमिली मेंबर्स के बीच में अंडरस्टैंडिंग, वो हो गई आपकी कंस्ट्रक्ट वैलिडिटी. और पड़ोसियों के बीच में अंडरस्टैंडिंग, दो दे आर पार्ट ऑफ ए नेबरहुड, दैट इज फॉर डिस्क्रिमिनेंट वैलिडिटी. I hope it is clear now. The third is if anybody has any problem or question, you may ask anything. If that is not clear to you, anyone? Okay. The third next is generalizability. Generalizability matlab somebody has tested satisfaction in Europe. Now they can say that I have tested with this scale. It captures the job satisfaction. Now, if I use that scale in India, and then I can also say yes, this scale is meant for that thing. Though not in every situation it is true, because there are cultural difference, there are context difference, but more or less we all are working for the generalization of the construct. So for making generalization, a scale is used again and again. Different studies are conducted using the same scale, and if that scale every time gets successful in capturing the phenomena or in capturing that particular attitude or belief, that scale is called generalized scale. Then acceptability, it refers to economy and convenience. मान लीजिए मैंने कोई एक ऐसी चीज बना दी मेजर करने के लिए कि जिसको कर तो लेती है बट इट्स नॉट इजी और फिजिबल टू यूज दैट, then that scale is not considered to be good scale. एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी तब होती है जब उसको यूज करने के लिए आपको कन्वीनियंट भी हो, आपको कोई ज्यादा बहुत ज्यादा बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत की जरूरत ना हो कि only two people can use with this and that degree and which is very difficult to use. तो acceptability किसी भी स्केल की तभी बनती है which is very convenient, very simple use it has, and it is very easily available, and it is economical. And last is in the scale evaluation factor is sensitivity. Now sensitivity means that that scale is capable of accurately capture the variability in the measurement. For example, मैं आप लोगों की satisfaction measure करती हूँ with teaching of any subject, right? तो वेरिएबिलिटी भी कैप्चर हो, तो दैट मीन्स जो आपने देखा होगा हम पूछते हैं 1 2 3 4 5 अलग अलग स्केल्स पे, तो अगर मैं लिख दूं आर यू सेटिस्फाइड विद दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग, यस और नो, दो ही ऑप्शन दे, तो इफ आई गिव ओनली टू ऑप्शंस यस एंड नो, तो वहां पर सिर्फ दो ही एक इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी कि मैक्सिमम लोग सेटिस्फाइड हैं या नहीं. लेकिन अगर मैं अपने क्वेश्चन को लिकट टाइप स्केल में पूछती हूँ 1 2 3 4 5 या ऑर्डरिंग स्केल में पूछती हूँ, वहां पर आई विल बी एबल टू मेजर द वेरिएबिलिटी कि कुछ लोग कम सेटिस्फाइड है, कुछ लोग ज्यादा सेटिस्फाइड है, किसी लोगों का आपस में कंपैरिजन विद इन सेम रिस्पॉन्स भी पॉसिबल होगा. सो दैट शुड ऑल्सो बी अ फीचर ऑफ एनी स्केल इवैल्यूएशन, राइट? सो these are the main five what you will say 5 factors on which a scale is on which the scale is measured, right?